Namaste. Hello there. How are you all doing? Let me begin this video with an interesting quote that I came across. Did you know that you are limited edition? There's nobody else like you in this world. Is that news to your ears? Why don't you sit back for a few seconds, ponder over this quote, and ask yourself, how come? How is it? Or what are the qualities that you have in you which makes you a limited edition, right? I can think about a few things about myself. I like to be by myself. I like being alone. I'm not lonely, but I like being alone. That is who I am. I like to work in a structured manner. I am sensitive. I am a sensitive human being. These are the things that make me a limited edition. What makes you a limited edition? Now, why do we need to think about this? Is because, as I said, and you know that you're going to join university very soon, okay? And this means that after grade 12, you are going to make new friends. Up until now, which is something that my observation has told me, the years of 15 to 18 are most difficult because it is a growing up age. It is also an age where you come across different people. This is the time when you want to make friends, when you want to belong to a particular community. You don't want to stand out in a manner where people will ridicule you. Well, at university level as well, something like that is going to happen to you. You might want to blend in. You might want to do things that other people are doing. Now, how do you know whether you should go ahead and do what they are doing? How do you know that whatever they are doing is right or wrong? It will be a question of whether you want to belong to a community which is more driven by grade, or maybe they are intelligent people, they are smart, but then they are not fun loving, so they don't go out and or they don't stay up late in the night. You might come across a person who might be following a very strict schedule, so you don't know whether you want to be seen with a person who has a very strict routine and does not believe in having fun, or I should join the fun gang. So that is a time when you have to remember this, that you are a unique edition, which means you have to find your values, which goes down to one important thing, and that is remaining grounded. Remaining grounded means that you have set values which you will follow. Okay, I'm not telling you to go and fight for someone. I'm not telling you to do something extravagant. I'm telling you to do something that makes you happy, that makes you feel that, okay, this is what I believe in for myself, this is what I want to do. For example, I don't want to stay up late in the night. I believe that I should be back in my dorm or at my apartment by 7:30 or 8 in the evening. That should be your limitation, that should be your border. Another thing could be that a structured thing. That's what values are basically. If you want to go from the perspective of your behavior, it can be that you will never speak negatively about anybody, right? It doesn't matter whether you know those people or not, but you will ensure that you will not join a group of people who constantly speak negatively about other people, who gossip, who make fun of other people, right? So I think having a ground to stand on, that means you are grounded, that you have certain values which you stand up for, is something that makes you different, is something that makes you a limited edition. I am taking my time to go very, very slow on this because I really want you to understand the importance of, or also along with that, having the courage to stand up to being who you are as a person. Believe me, my own experience, it is not easy, but it is not that difficult as well, because I promise you that at the end of it, you will feel really happy and you will feel proud of yourself that you did not let yourself down. Okay, I'll tell you a simple story. A very, very simple thing for me was to ensure that I would never speak negatively about anyone. Okay, I did not believe in gossip. So if a person is different and my friends are talking about them, either I will tell them that, let's not talk about this, let's talk about something else. So I would try and distract them and make them talk about something else. Or apart from that, if I get to know that the people whom I am calling friends are constantly speaking negative things about other people and making fun of other people, that went against my values, because I personally respect every individual, and I believe that every human being is different, and who are we to ridicule them, or who are we to gossip about those people. So I would say 99% of the time I have ensured that I have stayed away from such people. It was difficult right from my college life till date, till I am working to this date. I always say only one thing, that no matter what is happening, be it negative or positive, most of the time I don't get to know about it, because I am not part of those communities or those groups where people exchange gossip, people exchange thoughts about other people. Okay, so I strongly believe that in today's world we need a lot of empathy. We also need to have a lot of courage to believe in ourselves, because if we don't believe in ourselves, we will crumble under the pressure of our peers, of our colleagues, of the people around us, and that pollutes us and that makes us someone who we are not, and we are not proud of that person. Ultimately, we are going to be unhappy. So today's video, I just wanted to ensure that you understand the importance of having the courage to be the limited edition. Okay, as a teenager, I remember not being extremely fun loving, but yes, I went ahead and had as much fun as I could, and with all different types of friends. Some of them were very smart, intelligent, and not so very outgoing. Some of them were outgoing. They all wanted to travel, they all wanted to go out and watch movies and go to restaurants, and we wouldn't go to pub at that point of time. But yes, I did ensure that I was not doing anything which was against my values. Okay, so if I decided that, okay, I'm not going to go out and drink, I was not going to drink, right? And I did not drink, honestly. I mean, that was long time back, although, but I must have started drinking only after I had my child. So that being said, you have just finished your grade 12. You must be really cooling down now, but now is also the time, the 2 or 3 months that you have in your hand before you join university. It is also the time to ponder over who you are, because in the last 2 years, maybe you may have committed the mistake, and that's perfectly fine. And the mistake is of taking efforts to be part of the community, to feel the belongingness, and hence going ahead and doing things which are not you. Okay, so sometimes we do that, not all the time. I'm not saying that you must be doing it all the time, but somewhere you may have lost yourself, or you might need to sit back and decide and think about, how do I develop, how do I focus on myself. Okay, I have just spoken about a very important thing, that remain grounded. Think about the values that you stand by for. And why I'm saying this, the last thing is very, very important, that imagine that your life is like reading a book. Okay, so you're reading the book wherein you are not allowed to go back to the page, okay, where you started. So if you're on page 1 and you're reading, okay, once you are done with page 1 and you move to page 2, you cannot go back to page 1. Life is something like that, and hence I would really want you to think about what you do today, because somewhere or the other it is not only affecting you, it is also having a positive or negative consequence on somebody else's life. So be very, very, very careful. And the best thing that you can do right now, when you don't know who you're going to be, work on yourself, work on your strengths, work on firstly identifying the set values that you want to stand for. So you will say, okay, I'm not going to talk negatively about anybody else. If I can't praise someone, I will not criticize that person. Secondly, I'll not spread rumors about anybody else. Thirdly, I will ensure that I study. 3 hours a day, 4 hours a day. I will show respect towards my professors. I will have fun, but I will ensure that I'm home by 7 or 8 in the evening. I'll call my parents twice a day or as and when possible, because these values then give you a structure and then they help you to become better. Okay, so it is not only about the external success that we are talking about, getting the best degree, getting the best job, becoming the CEO of a company, but it is also about the internal growth that is extremely important, because as I said before, you are impacting many people around you and you need to ensure that you don't impact them negatively. You need to ensure that you impact them positively. So work starts on yourself. So if you're fine and if you have the courage to stand by yourself, you're good to go. Okay, so don't be afraid of being different. Don't be afraid of standing up for the values that you believe in. Okay, you don't have to always speak out. You just need to know, tell yourself, and remember that this is what I stand for and this is what I'm going to do, and nothing more than that. Okay, will really help you, will really guide you in the right direction. Okay, in the next video I will try and share some more stories in more detail, and I hope they will help you, because some of my students have said that when I share my stories, it really helps them to understand what they can do in their life. Okay, so with that I will stop today's video, and I hope you keep watching and we will keep speaking about things that matter to us. Thank you. Namaste. Bye.